And someone who we can welcome to the first time here at our church, is Miss Lexie Hull. Folks, can you just welcome Lexie?
Lexie Hull delivered some powerful honesty, and she did it in one of the most unexpected places. A quiet church in Indiana. What began as a casual sit-down quickly unfolded into one of the most candid and compelling moments of her career. This wasn't your average interview. It was intimate, unguarded, and refreshingly fearless.
So excited that you are here, and obviously you are someone who is at the center of so much of our community pride. We are loving what is happening in the Fever in terms of success and just excitement around this.
After a breakout season with the Indiana Fever and a championship run in Miami with the Rose Basketball Club at Unrivaled, Lexie Hull returned to Indianapolis carrying more than just game highlights. She came back with a message shaped by pressure, patience, and the raw, unfiltered reality of life as an emerging WNBA star. No rehearsed lines, no media polish, just Lexie, speaking openly, saying the things most athletes keep buried. What did she really share about the Indiana Fever? And why is her mindset turning heads before the season even begins? This time, Lexie Hull isn't just playing. She's speaking her truth, and it reaches far beyond basketball.
I think the Pacers is a great experience. I think right now the Fever is a better experience. And anyone just been to a Fever game and you're like, man, that's great basketball. And I think what you girls are doing is great. And shout out to the Pacers. I know some of you are in the room working here thinking, hey, that's my team.
Before Lexie Hull even said a word, the atmosphere was electric. Seated across from Pastor CJ at Northview Church, it was instantly clear. This wasn't an ordinary Sunday conversation. Then came the realization. Lexie, through her performance on the court and her authenticity off it, had grown into a powerful symbol of pride and inspiration for the entire community.
About the journey, Spokane, Washington, then to Stanford, national championship, and then drafted to the Fever, teamed up with Caitlin Clark, and now it's like overnight you go from ordinary girl just living passionately, pursuing a dream to now I'm famous, and most of my interactions moving forward.
But it wasn't all serious reflection, not even close. Pastor CAJ kept things light with a few playful digs at Lexie's rising fame, joking about the spotlight she's now stepping into. Lexie met it with a modest smile, clearly touched but trying to play it cool. She brushed it off like it was nothing, but everyone in the room felt the truth. The cheers, the admiration, the way people hung on her every word. It all pointed to one thing. Lexie Hull isn't just another player in Indiana anymore. She's a name that matters, a presence that resonates, a rising star who's captured the community's heart.
Just what has the transition to Indiana been like?
It's been awesome. And I think, I moved here 3.5 years ago when I got drafted in 2022. And I think the first thing I noticed was the community just welcomes me and welcomes the Indiana Fever, everyone that comes in with open arms. So we're really grateful to be here. And as I've been here for 3 years, it's just incredible to see the growth and the growth of the support of our team over the course of the few years. And watching this video, it makes me so excited to be back in Cambridge this season, right around the corner. So it's been...
The laughter was real, the banter lighthearted, but underneath it all was something deeper, genuine respect. This moment wasn't about fame, stats, or flashy highlight reels. It was about how Lexie's journey, her unshakable work ethic, and the heart she pours into everything she does had quietly earned the admiration of an entire city. That blend of humor and reverence struck the perfect balance, because what Lexie was about to share wasn't just impactful, it was deeply personal.
Talk to me just about, how would you summarize some of that journey?
It's been a journey. I think that's a really just perfect word for it. Being at Stanford, being there for 4 years, my best 4 years, I would say, of my life. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Coming here, first time being away from family, first time playing basketball without my twin sister. So that in itself was the transition. And then also first year, my rookie year, we won 5 games, lost more games than I'd have in my entire life. So then you add in being alone with losses. It was really challenging.
Lexie Hull's transition to Indiana wasn't just a career move. It was a courageous step into the unknown. Drafted in 2022, she landed in a new city, far from the comfort and familiarity of home. But right from the beginning, she felt something different. a sincere sense of belonging. With each passing season, that connection only deepened. It makes me so excited to be back in Gainbridge, she shared, her voice charged with enthusiasm. The bond is undeniable, and with a new season approaching, Lexie's more energized than ever.
In multiple places, had 2 different head coaches. That whole year was just like, what am I doing? Like, this is not that fun. Now to last year, just the growth of it is insane. And I wouldn't have expected it. It's so awesome because it's been such a journey, and to play in sold out arenas across the country, to see people with my number on their chest. I mean, it's just surreal. So I'm just really grateful for the opportunity.
But reaching this point, it was anything but smooth. Lexie didn't sugarcoat it. She called it what it was, a journey. After 4 unforgettable years at Stanford, where she won a national championship and shared the court with her twin sister, everything shifted. Suddenly, she was a pro, navigating a new world without her family close by. Her rookie season with the Fever was brutal. We won 5 games, she said matter-of-factly, more losses than she'd ever endured in her entire basketball career, all crammed into one relentless year. 2 head coaches, constant change, no steady rhythm. For a while, that signature spark, the joy that defines her game, started to dim.
We became Lexie Hull fans in 2019. Anyone pick Stanford to win the girls' tournament in 2019? Yeah, you didn't. I didn't. Someone in our house did, and that was my wife, Kristen, which...
Love you, Kristen.
Yes. And what was funny about it is many of you know my wife, Kristen, is from Iowa, played college basketball, comes from a family of athletes, multiple Hawkeye athletes. So we wear black and yellow all over the place. And so for her to pick Stanford over Iowa when Caitlin was playing for Iowa and her side of the family, that was like blasphemy.
But she didn't run from the struggle. She grew through it. Fast forward to 2024, and Lexie Hull's story has completely flipped. Sold out arenas, her name on the backs of fans' jerseys, playoff basketball, a true breakout season with Indiana, and of course, a rookie named Caitlin Clark, who not only shook up the league but quickly became Lexie's closest friend. That kind of bond changes everything. Lexie didn't just survive the grind. She *owned it. It's surreal, she admitted. And it's clear. This version of Lexie, she's forged from the tough moments and stronger because of them.
Kids were like, how are you going to pick Stanford over? And it was because, one, she liked you and your sister.
Oh.
And Kristen is a trash talker, and don't judge her for this statement, but when you're talking trash in the heat of competitions, you sometimes say things. And she goes, one day we're watching one of your games and you guys do something. And she's like, bam, pretty girls can hoop too. And I loved it. And that was her bias initially. And now it's funny because our daughter Riley, we were talking about, looks up to you in terms of play. And so sometimes you'll hear someone say, hey, play like Lexie Hull, right? So you are just highly admired in our household.
But she didn't shy away from the struggle. She grew through it. Fast forward to 2024, and Lexie Hull's narrative has been completely rewritten. Sold out arenas, her name adorning fans' jerseys, playoff basketball, a true breakout season with Indiana, and of course, a rookie named Caitlin Clark, who not only shook up the league but quickly became Lexie's closest friend. That kind of bond changes everything. Lexie didn't just survive the grind, she owned it. It's surreal, she confessed. And it's clear, this version of Lexie, she's been shaped by the tough moments, and she's emerged even stronger because of them.
It has been the journey and experience in terms of pressure. I mean, that's got to be insurmountable. You start to commit to disciplines, habits, routines. You sacrifice a ton. Mm-hmm. There's a burden that comes with your blessing, right? Talk to me about navigating pressure.
It's a big part of the game. And I think, when you're playing early on, you can say that work ethic will get you everything that you want. And there's very much truth to that. But then there's also a piece when you get to this level that mental toughness is an even bigger piece.
Lexie Hull's rise to prominence didn't just command respect. It ignited admiration in places she never expected. From families who once cheered against her to young athletes now viewing her as a role model, Lexie's influence was undeniable. Even the pastor's wife, a proud Iowa native, confessed that she once rooted for Stanford because of Lexie and her sister. That's the kind of power Lexie holds now, shifting allegiances, inspiring the next generation and turning admiration into a legacy that will last.
As you have people from everywhere commenting on your success and your failures and whether you belong, whether you don't. And so I think you have to believe that you are enough, and you are loved, and everything that you do, your sport doesn't define you. And I think that's something that you learn as you get into this job, is that the season will go up and down, and just to maintain strong, and everything works out exactly how it should. And you have patience in that process, in that journey. And I think that's just something that, as a rookie, you just want to go in and you want to do really, really well. And that's not that easy. And it's a big jump in the level of the play and level of the game. And I think you just have to keep putting in the work and keep working hard. And eventually, things work out exactly how they were supposed to. So just trusting that process.
What many don't see is how quickly the game shifts off the court. One quiet night, one missed shot, and the feedback comes fast and often harsh. Every performance is analyzed online, every moment replayed, and the pressure of expectations can feel overwhelming. But Lexie has learned that not every season is defined by success. Some are about growth, like roots gradually pushing through the soil, quietly and steadily, without applause. That kind of growth takes time, and Lexie's ability to embrace it has become one of her greatest strengths.
Yeah, and the fact that you live instantly scrutinized and with instant feedback and commentary that comes with no filter.
Instead of rushing the process, Lexie is learning to trust it. She's filtering out the noise and focusing on the voices that lift her up rather than tear her down. She now chooses who gets access to her life and who has the power to influence her journey. Through this clarity, she's found space to breathe, to grow, to stumble, and to rise again, all without seeking immediate validation.
We've really accelerated in some areas in terms of culture. For most of us, we will never experience that type of pressure.
Yeah, I think it's so hard because we're our worst critic already. And then you go online and a lot of times people are almost as mean. And it's insane because all we're doing is try to put out the best product that we can. And sometimes it's not as good as you expect. So I think just giving everybody grace and we're doing our best, and sometimes you're going to love it and we'll hear it. And then sometimes we don't, and maybe we don't need to hear it. But yeah, it's hard. And I think that that's definitely part of the job that you don't really think about, but it's a piece that's,
I would guess that the critical necessity of attaching the right weight to the right words, right? When you understand that most words you hear are empty, shallow words. Mm-hmm. That's not to say you live with some jaded view of humanity. It's just to say, no, trust is a real necessity in my life. Who are the people who I am going to give access, am going to give authority to say, no, you can coach me, correct me, speaking, because you still need that as someone who's going to pursue elite goals. It's like, okay, how do you safeguard unhealthy pressure? But then how do you facilitate a productive pressure?
I think I got advice once that I think is really important, and it was only take opinions from people you would take advice from. And if I wouldn't take advice from a lot of the people online that are saying the negative things. So it's hard, but try not to listen or read them or think that they mean anything, because really they don't. You don't care what they have to say if they were giving me good advice or bad advice, so I shouldn't listen to the opinions of them either.